We welcome back to the second part of this music business intelligence. Whereby we have Shoggy Tosh in the building. Shoggy Tosh, thank you so much for that word of experience and knowledge that you have shared with us. So wonderful. Wow, Shoggy Tosh in the building. We're bringing him back upstate. And I believe that you've learned a lot from the first part of the power of PR and branding. So we're going to have Shoggy Tosh right away. Yeah. You're welcome back, bro.
Hello, bro.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I dropped my car.
Same here.
Yeah. Thank you for what you have said so far. Yeah. Sorry, I had to cut it short, because we've exhausted our 1 hour. So we just need to do the part 2 so that we can get more from you and then round off this section. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So it's like you've not completed what you were saying. Can you please continue where you stopped?
Thank you. So I was talking about a song called Blow Your Mind by Henry Soul, good number of years ago. He spent a lot of money doing the video, but that was the strategy, because we were working with the HHQ, the company that Henry Soul was signed into that time. And that was his breakthrough moment. Now, this is a huge lesson for me and for all of us out there. Either you're doing music or you're doing graphics design or whatever you're doing. Being a professional, there's a way that you have to approach what you're doing, and there's a way you have to brand yourself and sell yourself out there. So we just advised him that, BET has reached out to you. Even they just said they liked the video. You need to grab the opportunity. Make sure that, just ask them straight away, please, can BET play this song? And he was able to do that. And that was how Blow Your Mind was played on 106 and Park. It was the first gospel song that would be played on 106 and Park. Wow. Live on 106 and Park. It wasn't just played on BET. They introduced the song. I forgot the guys, but the two presenters, they're both like Hollywood actors now. They're like one of the biggest. I think Lil Bao. Is it Lil Bo or Lil Bo? Yeah, Lil Bo was one of the presenters and another lady. That was how they played Blow Your Mind. Now, look at the strategy. Once that song was played on BET, all the stations were reaping the music video from Henry Soul's YouTube channel. He didn't have to pay for anything. To them, it's kind of like they need it. So Henry Soul has branded himself in a way, branded that song in a way that people now want to buy that song. Rather than he going to Sound City and saying, oh, I have a song, I want to play it on your platform. And then Sound City will tell you, okay, bring $10,000. That's our price. So he switched the narrative. And stations, TV stations, they were just ripping, repost, and he didn't have to pay. It looked like he wasted money making that video with Clarence Peters. But all the money that was supposed to pay on promotion, that was how that song was everywhere. And it broke records. So that is sort of the strategies that, at times as a professional, you can do. A good brother of mine just tuned in, and I wish I could acknowledge all you wonderful people who are tuning, because I always love acknowledging people. I can see Louisa, but that's Omar Okatuba. Omar is a good brother of mine who is one of the biggest brands when you're talking about sports. Now, Omar has been working hard for years. I remember meeting Omar at the airport, Nigeria, when I came from England to get something for Ben TV. No one really saw what Omar was doing, but he's been branding himself. We're talking about branding now. He traveled to Germany, formed a platform called Omar Sports. I didn't know I was going to speak about this, but he's on, so I'll just use that as an example. This is football now, as a sports broadcaster. Providing content, do you understand? He will generate money himself to go to events, to get accreditation, which cost a lot. We cover Formula One, we cover the Wimbledon, we cover football, World Cups and stuff like that. He does similar things. So we go to the Formula One, pay for his own ticket to just generate content, do the press conferences, speak to like Lewis Hamilton, ask a funny question, and that way he gets the content. And then most stations in Africa will now need to get that content off him. But he had to do that hard work over the years. Now, one of his lines that gave him a huge breakthrough was when he interviewed Ancelotti, who was the former Chelsea manager and then former PSG manager. And he just gave, in the press conference, he was just joking that, people are saying that if you lose this game, you might lose your job. And he was laughing about it. But he lost the game and he lost his job. It was just like a prophecy by Omar. And every CNN, all the platforms, BBC all over the world, they were now quoting Omar because it was kind of like he predicted that he was going to lose his job if he lost that match. So that is the work that he has to do. And now he's one of the biggest brands when you're talking about sports worldwide. So you just need to see his passion. Sleepless nights. At times, maybe he wants to go to cover the Europa League and he has to travel 3 or 4 days on the road. That is someone that believes in his own vision and that is ready to give his life for what he believes in, just to get a content, which is there's no guarantee that people want that content. And he's been doing it day in, day out for years, and now it's paying off. So a lot of times, we don't have that patience. We don't have the zeal for our own vision. We speak about it. We tell everybody, okay, let me give you another example now. You are doing a wonderful, wonderful work. I've known you for a while. And this initiative is one of the best initiatives I've seen. I wouldn't come on it if I didn't know that it's a wonderful initiative. How many of our artists are here now to get this information? When you dropped the IG earlier, people are inboxing me. Thank you, But so when you see those artists now, they didn't pay for all this information, but they've got more information now. They put it to practice. Then you tell the artist, oh, you can only play 2 instruments. I can play 50 instruments. But you don't have the knowledge. You don't know. Now it's been provided for you free of charge. You've been doing the advert. I've been doing the advert. Where are our artists? So Louisa is saying, honestly, why are they not here? Maybe they're watching Big Brother or Small Brother or whatever. Something that will not add to you. You didn't ask anyone to pay for this. It's free.
Yeah.
But our people are not here. But we are the first one that's going to say, but people are racist. They don't like my music. It's because I'm a gospel artist.
The Bible says my people perish due to lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge.
People don't know. Knowledge is power. And in fact, it's people. You understand? Not the unbelievers, but the people of God.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So when you look at it, we go to school, we study, PhD, doctorate, but what we learn, we don't apply it. When I finished, when I left FUTA and I came here, remember that I used to dub things back in Nigeria. When I came here, obviously, it's a different ballgame. But I realized that our level of syllabus was so high. When I was at South Bank University, in my first year, because I had to start all over again, what we were doing was what I did in secondary school. Law of motion. I did that at secondary school. Physics. So I was just clearing all the resource people. I became a prof. Me that I was a dubber in Nigeria. People are now like, they have to, Shoggy, how do we solve this? I became a super duper professor at uni. But that is not their focus. Their focus is for you to apply that little knowledge that you gain into what you're doing. We were doing our exam. They said it's an open book exam. I was like, what? If I bring in a book in Africa, I can be prosecuted for that. But here, they allow you to bring in the book because even you don't even know where to go to. You have a limited amount of time. By the time you open the book, time is gone. So, but their aim, they want to grade you not with just your knowledge, but how you're going to apply that knowledge. And that's why they look at practical and theory. Back in Africa, when I was at FUTA, I didn't see a computer until I got to my 4th year. And when we went to the school of computer science school, there was no electricity, so this is how you put on the computer, this is how you put it off. I didn't even operate the computer. I operated a computer for the first time when I came back to England at South Bank University when I was doing engineering product design. They asked us, who hasn't used a computer here before? I looked around, there was nobody. I dare not put my hand up. When they said, take your mouse, I had to ask the person beside me, oh boy, what's a mouse? He said that the thing that I didn't know what a mouse was. Well, within a short period of time, you have to, present. You have to have that boldness. You have to apply that little thing. That's why they give you time. They put you in groups. so that you learn how to work with people. So if you can work with the person and they give you the same grade. So if you've done a great job, let's say 5 of you are doing a dissertation and you've done a great, maybe you have to write the report. You've done a brilliant job, but the others didn't do a great job. They give you the same grade. And if you didn't do a very great job, but the summary is good, you get a good grade. So they're kind of teaching you that you need to learn how to get that knowledge and apply it. So when you're talking about music, you're talking about blogging, you're talking about sports, you're talking about being an author, the little knowledge we have, do we apply it? We speak a lot, we spend time a lot on different things, but we don't apply that thing because we haven't really believed in ourselves. So I think it's so important to, as a summary, to learn how to spend your time, to learn how to gain knowledge. A lot of times there's a lot of wonderful initiatives like this. You've spent a lot of money, doing flyers. You're not being paid for it. You just want to invest into, this business, this PR branding business in what you do. How many people are following Woodclef? It should be tens of thousands of people sending you messages and saying thank you, spreading. Now, even how many people are watching this and sending this to others? And, man, I'm on something, I believe it can be a blessing to you. A lot of times we want to keep it to ourselves. But what we don't know is that, let's not even go to the scriptures. Like when you work with a team of people and you share it, it's kind of like what you're doing is multiplying because you're on a platform. It's kind of like, we're doing this now. We tag Woodclef, we tag Kayode Olusoji, we tag Shoggy Tosh. I tagged Salt FM because even though we're not talking, I didn't know I was going to talk about radio, but I'm talking about radio and I'm in the studio. That's the logo behind me. So I'm kind of acknowledging a lot of people. I won't be right not to mention my mentor, Reverend Timo Motoshe, who actually prophesied into my life and encouraged me and told me that I need to actually do media because I was a civil engineer. I would have been doing another man's job. So when you're in a business whereby you acknowledge people around you, you invest in other people, you share the knowledge with other people, it comes back to you. There's a way it just comes back to you. And it could be that now someone is searching for Salt FM. But when they search for Salt FM, Woodclef will come up. It will come up because we've done something together. And in the tagging, I saw the hashtags that you did. That's I was like, man, Kayode has gone far on the team. All those hashtags, someone can be searching for producer because you've hashtagged it. Woodclef will come up, Shoggy Tosh will come up, Salt FM will come up. Yeah. So when you are like what you're doing now, you're collaborating with a number of platforms. Even if Woodclef is not searched for, your platform comes out because you've shared the knowledge with another brand. Yeah. And it's kind of like what the scripture says that one, we chase 1,000, and two, we not now chase 2,000, we chase 10,000. But a lot of times, it's like we think, if I share this knowledge, if I invite somebody else, what if that person is better than me? You look at the Asians, you look at the Caribbeans, they come together, they do things together. They support each other. If someone, no, even the Muslims, I'm bold enough to say this because we work with these people over the years. When they know something, they share that knowledge. They want to bring people on. And when they do that, in a way, you're helping yourself because if your brother is struggling, he will come to you. He will ask for money, he will ask for this, he will ask for that. You have less. He will be disturbing you. It's like the man, the wicked judge in the Bible, who that widow was just disturbing, day and night. If the widow was at peace, it wouldn't disturb the judge will have a nice rest, nice sleep. But because the widow wanted judgment, wanted vindication, the widow was disturbing the judge, and the judge said, even though he's wicked, doesn't fear God, so that this woman would just give him peace of mind, he had to give the woman what she was asking for. So if my brother, my sister, in whatever market that they are in, are doing well, I am doing well as well. Yeah. I can even bring them to come and collaborate with me. I can be doing a concert, I can be doing an initiative like this. We can do much more. But if it's just one-sided, or it's just me, and me, you understand? It limits us. It limits us. We don't know. It looks in the quick run we're really succeeding, but in the long run, we can't sustain what we're doing. Like if you're a lawyer, I can say, please, my brother, I have this contract I want to sign. This is what I can do. What can you do? You support me. I get something, you get something. And that's what they do in the world. And that's why when you look at the secular artists, if we now compare that to the gospel artists, they are doing much more. It's more than, because it's secular, because I'm doing gospel. No, there are people that are doing gospel that are really making it. So when you're talking about profession, there's a lot of things that we have to do. But mainly, get the information, spread the information. Let's join hands together. Let's work hard. What you know, I don't know. What I know, you don't know. When we come together, like initiatives like this, that's how we add more information, more knowledge. You know, I share this as well. Like sometimes, like when I do a show, what we do, we just feel like, you know, this is a calling for us. This is a ministry for us. So we do a show, for instance, we do a flyer. As you know, it costs a lot to do that. If you have a team in-house, you have to pay them just to do one flyer for a show. Yeah. So the wonderful show flyer that you did for Woodclef, that cost a lot. Yeah. So if you don't really believe in your vision, you wouldn't do this again, because you look at the head cost of what you spend the time, and you could be sleeping, you could be doing anything else. But our people are busy. They just feel like, no, I know it all, or I don't. What does Kayode Olusoji, what does Shoggy Tosh want to say? What do you understand? But you are providing a service. Now, when we do a flyer, we do a show. We tag all the artists. So our like Be Inspired with Shoggy Tosh, for example, or Praise Party with Shoggy Tosh, we do a show. It could be that I'm going to play 10 songs. Maybe out of the 10 songs, 5 songs have featured artists. So let's say 20 artists or 15 artists. We tag each artist. The reason why we're doing that is that we want interaction. So that the artists that we're playing from Jamaica, Chevelle Franklin, who doesn't know Louisa in the UK, can kind of think, because if I'm tagged on a flyer, I'm looking, who is that person? When you retweet or repost, everyone gets it. And they're kind of like, who is that person reposting? You click on the link. You've done your brand already anyway. So when they click on your link, oh, okay. Some people don't even know about a Linktree, which is free, whereby you can put all your songs and your video and everything. So you're attracting people, but people come, they can't find anything to sustain them, because as a brand, you are not there to now say, this is where my website is, this is where my music is, actually I'm going to do a video. You are not there. You don't even know who's checking you out. But if you've done the branding right and it's there, when the people come, they embrace your music, they embrace your brand. Now, when we do all these things out, you see some other artists, when they want to post that on their own platform, they will remove all the tags. Unknowing to them, they just kind of say, like, you know, like for instance, you know, Abby Godwin is in the building, top gospel artist. Let me use that for example. I'm not saying Abby does that. Abby's like, oh, I'm on Be Inspired with Shoggy Tosh. Tune in at 7 p.m. on this link. She has reposted it, but she's removed all the tags. But the issue of the essence of the tag is to cause interaction. Chevelle Franklin, I want to collaborate with you. And just by that song, people in Jamaica will know about your brand. It could be that, you know, it's just so funny. Someone can just reach out and say, you know what, I'm looking for an artist in Nigeria that can do Afrobeat, that can do this. And you've already linked them together. Now, you don't know on my platform, I might not have 50,000 followers. It could be that I have 5 followers, but out of the 5 followers, there's a radio owner there. There's someone that does awards. There's someone that looking for endorsements. You don't know. So those people will see when that interaction is going on, retweet, reshare, repost, retag, they've seen the activity. Who is this person? Without you reaching out, without you paying for anything, they now come to you and say, you know what, I like you, I like your brand. I want to play your music. I want you to come to Jamaica. I want you to, and you, as I said earlier, just like what Henry So did, when they come to you, it's kind of like they want to buy you. They want to buy your brand. When you go to them, make an inquiry, they'll give you their price list. And most times, you can, how many radios do you want to pay to play your songs? How many, if you're a blogger, how many, do you understand? There's just so much cost out there, but it's in collaborating, it's in working together, and initiatives like this. Do you understand? I was speaking with Louisa, who's a top gospel artist, you know, here in the UK. I was speaking with her, you know, on another show, and she was saying, like, you know, you see, go on YouTube, you see a dog with a bottle of champagne, and you see 1 million views. You look at the video, there's nothing that you can gain. You laugh about the there's no information, there's nothing. But look at this kind of initiative. Look at this kind of initiative. Whatever you, even if you're not a music artist, you can learn 1 or 2 things that you can apply free of charge. But where are people? So those are the mistakes that as a professional we make a lot of times. And when you see others as a problem, you don't see yourself. Self is the main problem. You have to look at yourself. Is there anything, are there some habits? Is there something that I'm not doing? You have to go out there, go to events, collaborate, see what's out there. A lot of times we're scared. Even the Bible says, I'll bless you're going out and you're coming in. So there's a power in when you move, when you travel. There's a lot that I mean, when I went to America, there's so, you see another culture. You now see the reason why if you release a song here and you want it to go viral in America, you need to do a different version. You need to do a different edit because it's different in Canada, it's different in America, it's different in Germany. There's a lot of things that you just pick up. You know, you collaborate. I mean, when I started going, by God's grace, people were like, wow, radios were like, you know, okay, for instance, I was at the Dove Awards. No, you know, there was no category for you know, Afrobeat or like, you know, I don't know, Caribbean music. It was just like mainly the American categories. But they now gave a category, they call it world music. And you can see they're trying. But we need to go out there. We need to go to the Dove Awards. We need to go to the Stella Awards. We need to go out more. There's nothing we should be scared of, especially those that can travel. Travel. When you travel, collaborate. Soji Amoni is doing something, collaborate. Kayode Olusoji is doing an event, go and show your face. You meet people. A lot of us don't have simple business cards. It won't cost you much. Now, when you meet someone, what you don't know is that you meet someone, before someone gives you their number, it's very personal because nowadays, with someone's number, you can get their profile on WhatsApp. If they registered their email with the number and you saved it on your number, there's softwares that can pull the person's email. Even though the person didn't give you their email, it can pull it. You can find the person on LinkedIn. If you save someone up on LinkedIn, if you have a particular software, will pull the person's address, the person's website, the person's number on your phone. So you have the whole details of that person. So for someone to give you their number or for someone to give you their email is very personal. So you met someone at, let's say, the Stella Awards. Let's say you met Kirk Franklin and you just have 5 minutes. You need to make the best time out of that time. And you're just going to ask Kirk Franklin, I want your number. Well, how is he going to give you his number? But psychologically, if you bring out your card and say, hello, sir, my name is Kayode Olusoji. I'm based in Nigeria. I just came for the Dove Awards. I saw your performance, brilliant. I know you're busy, so I don't want to waste your time, but here's my card. The next thing he wants to do is like he wants to give you his card as well. And that way, you tap into the world of Kirk Franklin without spending anything. But how many of us carries their business cards? A lot of us as well, we so much complicate our brand. Your name is Kayode Olusoji, and that's the name that you're using as a graphics designer. You go on Twitter, what's your handle? The Return of Kayode. You go on Instagram, Kayode is coming back, different handle. On Facebook, Olusoji is a man. People are now looking for you, they can't find you. They can't find you. You've complicated everything. Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola wherever you go.
Yeah.
They have different brands. They can use COK, which is Coke. But they do it and they spend billions of dollars to brand themselves. But you look at their handles, it's the same. You can easily find them. When someone wants to search for your brand, they shouldn't sweat. You have to sweat by branding it, by doing the public relations in a way that when they now want to embrace your brand, it's easy as ABC. They shouldn't sweat. If someone wants your link, they want the link of your song, for instance, you understand? You shouldn't say, go on YouTube and go and search for. When the person gets on YouTube, he sees a dog drinking champagne just by the side. He gets distracted, clicks on that link. He's forgotten why that he came on YouTube to get your song. By the time he clicks on that link, he's gone to other things. But when you give your direct link, it goes straight to the page. They bookmark it, they bookmark that, and you've kind of, entered into the world of that consumer. And there's a lot that people can do by word of mouth. Before you know it, someone will just say, man, I heard a song today, man, Gidigon by Kayode Olusoji. It was a wonderful song. You need to listen to it. You didn't pay for that. That's free of charge. But because you've branded yourself well, you've made your brand easy and simple. When you look at, I don't want to be saying white people, but let me say people or the first country world, they make things very simple, but they do the sophistication underneath. You can look at a movie and you see that they've done some graphic work that if you look at it, you wouldn't even know that it's huge. I mean, like you look at a film called Matrix. Yeah. They're planning to do another one next year, the fourth version. When you look at the making of Matrix, they did something that no one else has done before. They took like 100 cameras and they set it in a room where there was a green screen, and they set it in like an arc. So when you see like Neo, for instance, falling down, because they use 100 cameras, they use a kind of technology that each camera is picking up the frame. When they pick it together, they can slow how it's falling down. And because that hadn't been seen before, people gravitated to Matrix. That was how they sold their brand.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that is what they are doing. But when you look at it, you just look at it like it's falling down. Unless you really look at it, you don't see that they spent billions, millions of dollars just on that scene. But we as Africans or Caribbeans, we want to show off. You kind of like want to put everything in your face. Like, you need to know, I'm very good. We want to put everything out. Like, you just ask for this, you want to put it out. You put in to us it's like more, it's like more is less, but less is more. We want to put everything in your face, but that's why you have a website. And even if you can't have a website, that's why you have like Linktree to break it down. Let the consumer be in control. Another thing is, like, a lot of consumers have different preferences. There are a lot of consumers or different ages that just likes pictures, images. They don't want to read anything. Just want to look at images. That's how they read. And that's why people like that love like Instagram or platforms that just kind of elevates images. So if you're trying to sell your product or your brand to that kind of person and you're writing an epistle on Facebook, they wouldn't even come on Facebook. That's why you can't say, oh, I'm only on Facebook and Twitter. You have to embrace Instagram, because Instagram is a different tool. Instagram is owned by Facebook. WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, but they do different things. So it's a free tool. You have to embrace it. Now, when you go on Twitter, it doesn't allow too many characters. So that's for people who like reading a little bit of pictures, but don't like reading too much. So they are going there. And the advantage of Twitter is that most times more professionals use it, or maybe on LinkedIn. So every platform has its own advantage. So you as an artist, you as a blogger, you as a promoter, you need to embrace each and every one. And that's why if you look at BBC will say, okay, we're on DAB, we're on TV, we have our own player. But if you want to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and it's just BBC or BBC Sport, very simple. When you see it because at times you have 5 seconds or 10 seconds to get someone's attention. Either it's a moving advert on the road, or it's on TV, or you're speaking to someone. The mind and the brain is so complicated that it's so active. So within the first 5 to 10 seconds, if you don't grab the attention of the person, either on the website, you're wasting your time. So that is where branding comes in. That is where the PR comes in. They kind of, as we said, present you in a way that is kind of like giving a bait to a fish that you want to catch. Just a little worm. Sees a worm. You can even put a chicken. It might not, because maybe the chicken is not moving, but a worm, just wiggly. It's tempting. The fish comes. But meanwhile, you want to get it on the boat. You do yourself. You don't need to actually go into the water to go and get the fish. You just put in a little thing inside there, and the fish comes, plays with it, and then the hook catches the fish, and then you get the whole fish out. And that's what PR and branding does. You brand yourself in a way that you kind of introduce yourself in a little way that has to be attractive. You can't bring your whole brand. It's going to scare people away. People go through a lot. A lot of people do 9 to 5. They're stressed. Some people can't pay their bills. Some people are facing different kinds of sicknesses. They're just coming back from the hospital or from work, and they're just like, I just want to chill. I need to listen to some gospel music, or I need to watch, I need to just read a blog. So they're looking for something. But either you're not there, or they just need something to take their burden away, and unknown to you, you are bringing more burden to them. They're going to run away. They're going to run away from your brand. So there's a lot of work that we need to do, but self is the main problem. We need to really sit down, spend more time, not be in a hurry, take our time, do things well. And that's why when we go back to the older days, they take time to do things well. And why would you look at a video? Why would you look at Marvin Gaye, who is dead? And you look at his video, shot in black and white or shot in 19 whatever, and it's still classy. Or you listen to a Bob Marley song. He's not alive. He's not here to like rebrand himself. But because what he did was done well. I was looking at a documentary earlier. Some of us, we don't even get educated. We don't watch documentaries. There's a lot of documentaries out there. You can see what Bob Marley did. You can see what this person did and learn from that free of charge. But we're not ready to do that. They were just doing a sound check. The sound check took hours. The crane was not working, and the light in the stadium was supposed to focus on Bob Marley. He was on the spot. Someone out of the team had to climb the crane. What if that person fell down? Climbed the crane and Bob Marley was doing his sound check, playing Three Little Birds, and the person was manually rotating the light until the level of excellence was mind-blowing. Look at someone like Ray Charles, because I watch all these documentaries. This dude is blind, and he wanted to do music. That didn't stop him. He had to practice, so that he can know how to play the keyboard. He had to learn the Braille. His mother had to sacrifice him out, because the mother knew that I've educated you, but this I can't do more. You need to go to the school of blind. He had to do all that. And then this guy kicked doors, man. He did whatever to just get people. He knew that he had to walk times 3 times 4 times. But now he's dead. We're still speaking about Ray Charles. So there's so much that we need to do as a professional that we haven't done. Before we point fingers, we need to sit down, elevate ourselves, educate ourselves. But the most important thing, what we learn, we need to put it to practice. And it takes time. Everybody wants to blow. Everybody wants to make it. You see an artist coming through to you saying they want to brand something. How am I going to make my money back? You haven't even started anything. You're asking how you're going to make your money back. It's like you're planting a seed and you're asking about, you're still going to have insects that's going to come and bite, and come and kind of chew on your plant. Maybe rain is not falling. You're going to go through a lot of adversity, but it takes a while. Have a plan. Go through the process. You have to go through the process, and then you reap the reward at the end.
Man. Wow. These are things that I think people just really need to listen to. And because I realize that branding, PR and branding is actually everything. You understand? Because it's the reason why you will pick 2 artists. Both of them have the same ability.
Yeah.
But this one, you understand, you will value him and say, okay, this one is worth 2 million. And this one is worth 100,000 or nothing.
Or nothing.
And yet you can do the same thing, you understand? But this one has so branded is herself, to the extent that, has increased its value.
Yeah.
And people don't know that this is very, very important. And thank you. You have really thrown so much light into PR and branding. And thank you, because it's like, like you said, this takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort, and people need to think about their image. I think in company, I've forgotten the name they call it. You understand? There is a value they place on your brand. You understand? There is a book value that they place on it, that if you want to buy a company, you understand? They will try to value the company, not only about the assets or whatever they have, but even about the brand, the value of the brand. You understand? It has a value. It has a value. Because perception is everything. Thank you so much. I will still go, to ask you maybe one or more question. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think before I go into that, let me leave the floor for people who have questions. If you have 1 or 2 questions to ask Shoggy Tosh. Shoggy Tosh is a very busy man. A man that I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know how he's coping with everything that he's doing. I just think maybe Shoggy Tosh is made of like 12 different personalities put into one.
It is the grace of God, man. It is the grace of God.
Because truly, I just see you everywhere. I don't know how you're doing it. Maybe you teach me the secret. Or maybe you don't sleep. You work 24 hours a day.
I do sleep, but I've learned how to kind of maximize my time, because I'm a Christian, so I believe in the Holy Bible. So the words there, they make me, because there's time for everything. That's what Solomon said. So that kind of lets me know that, like, for instance, this is a time for what we have now. So like just before I came on, I had a show in Nigeria on Lifeway, owned by Redeem, a Christian Church of God. I finished that. I have another show at 12 midnight our time in Atlanta. But I can't think of that now, because we're talking about PR, we're talking about branding, we're talking about Woodclef. That has to be at the back of my mind. And the word of God also says there's enough trouble in a day. That's what Jesus Christ said. So if I haven't sorted out what is in front of me and I'm thinking about the next, I'll just give myself hypertension, which I don't need. I don't want high blood pressure. So I've
Yeah.
just learned how to prioritize whatever is in front of me. If it's music, you know, and you have seasons in life, the rainy season, you know, the Hamatan, the winter, you know, the summer. So when every season comes, you just put the best. As also the preacher Solomon said, he said, there's no life in the grave. So he said, you know, put everything that you have into what you're doing, you know. So it's like now PR branding, I put everything into it. At times, like nowadays, like I'm not doing much sports because normally I do sports analysis. TVs will approach me and ask me to analyze and stuff like that. So at times there'll be a season when that will not come. So maybe I have to face the radio or music. So it's just about knowing the season, and that's why I'm very, you know, a lot of people get offended with me because I do have a lot of people on my contacts. I mean, messages I have pending now, including emails and inboxes, are close to 4,000 messages. How am I gonna? I have PAs, but you know they can only do so much. So I've learned that time is. I know they say time is money. Time is so precious. So anybody that wastes my time, and I say my time is another word for God, because the Ancient of Days, that is Jesus Christ, that is time. So it's another time. Another name for time is God. So that is more valuable than pounds, more valuable than dollars. So when you see your time, the time that God has given you, like that, anybody that wastes your time, you put them somewhere, because like that time is very valuable. So when it's time to, like, just before I came on, I was playing Monopoly because my head was just it was overcharged. So I just needed to just do something, just cool off. So I prioritize my rest time. I prioritize the time when I need to work. I prioritize the time when I need to rest, family time, and I think that way, that if you do that, you're able to like maybe achieve more and cover
Achieve
more.
a lot. Thank you so much. I want to ask, is there anybody who has any question? Just type it in, and before we release Shoggy Tosh, you know, let's pick his brain. Let's pick his brain a little. You know, ask one or two questions. You understand? Let's you know, if there is any area, you know, where we have touched on today that you need clarity on, you know, before we release him, just type those questions. Yeah. Okay, yeah, here is the question. It's that's Louisa. Okay, I hope I pronounce it well. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Louisa.
Question: what would you say is one of the biggest challenge to building an effective brand? Yeah, Shoggy Tosh, would you like to answer that question?
Yes, I think one of the biggest challenges is like trying to do the branding yourself. I always believe that, you know, everyone has their own area of expertise, and it's so amazing. And that's why I said earlier that it's very important for us to come together. I know a lot of times we don't have the budget, but that's no excuse. And that's why I said it depends on how you do things. And that's why I said, instead of releasing a whole album as an artist that has 15 songs, that has cost you, let's say, £1,000 to do each song, and you're, even if you're not coming artist or an established artist, you've done that. You spent, let's say, £12,000 as an example on an album, and then you now say you don't have a budget to promote it or to market it or to brand it. Does that make sense? Why not? So then you want to now do everything by yourself, and you don't know what you're going to do. So you've done a brilliant job. You've got the song mixed and mastered properly, everything, but then the finishing part, when you're supposed to introduce it to the world, because you don't know exactly what to do, you do it the wrong way. So why not instead of doing 12 songs within a period of 3 months, why not do 1 or 2 songs? That way, whatever the same cost that you're going to spend on the whole album, you can space it out. When you do one song, you can do the artwork. The artwork can be world class. You don't need to do the artwork yourself. That's part of branding. That's part of effective branding, because before I see a song, or before I go on a blog, or before I go on a TV, something should attract me. So if it's a music song, the artwork should attract me. When we talk about Giddy Gone, for instance, I'm not saying this because Kayode Olusoji is here, and guys, I want to encourage you, just go on YouTube and search for that video. I haven't seen the video in years, but I can tell you everything that happened in the video, because it was class. I don't need to ask you, Mr. Kayode, how much you spent. I know that you spent on it. Because if Wale is going to do a song, I know how much Wale charges. And if Benga Salu is one of the best in Africa, do you understand? The work that Benga Salu did is someone that is not celebrated enough, I believe. The work that he did in that industry, in videography, forget it. So the amount that he would have charged for his real Moji Olusoji's song, do you understand?
Yeah.
Or Gidigon, forget it. Forget it. But like Gidigon, you know, the set in the village, the way the ladies came to dance, the way, you had the background dancers. I can remember everything. I haven't seen it yet because it was done properly. And it's easy, even as a brand, to sell it out because you've done the work.
Yeah.
The inspiration is there. I can't wait to work on a project like that because the work is done. But I know that because you focus on that single project, you can't chase. It's like chasing, 15 rats at the same time. Most establishments that have the means, they have the team, they have the fund, they can do that. But if you're an independent artist, or you're an upcoming artist, or maybe you're trying to do a business, focus on one, do it step by step, then have a plan. A lot of us, we don't have a plan. We just believe that we want to do something, we prayed about it, or we felt that we've got a vision and definitely it's going to come to pass, and we don't take time. And that's why I go back to the uni days or the secondary school days. When you want to do a project, you do research. There's a number of things that you do for you to get an A and a B. But the reason why you did that, because if you did geography and you're doing music now, you don't do geography in music. But meanwhile, the steps that you used to do a project, or you need to bring those steps into releasing a song. Study the market. A lot of people have Instagram. They don't check their insights. They don't even know what an insight is. You don't know how many people visit your page weekly, daily. You don't know that on a Wednesday, 6 p.m. is your peak time. That's when most people that you have on your page comes to your page. You don't know all these things. You're watching a camel that is drinking water on BBC. That's your favorite, there's nothing wrong with that. But, you have to prioritize your time. You don't know all these things. You have a page on Facebook. You don't know the difference between having a page and having a personal account. When you have a page, for instance, on Facebook, you have access to insights. You can check who viewed your broadcast, where they viewed from, how many people clicked on the link, how many people clicked on your website, and so on and so forth. You can know the demographics, that the people that watch the show or that is watching what we're doing now is between the most people is between the age of 25 and 40, and they're women. So when you know stuff like that, that's where you gear your market to more. But when you don't know all these things and you don't have the funds, because you understand, you don't have the funds to get a proper person that knows how to make the best out of these tools, then it's just like you're going in circles. You're spending a lot of money, you're getting frustrated, and you're fighting so many people. So I think that the main thing is just not to get professionals that can do stuff for you. And there are ways to get professionals. You can collaborate with them. You can... I'll give you another insight to that question. There's a guy called Michael Menalo who was the director of Chelsea Football Club. He played for Nigeria. He played at the USA 94, so he was with the team, the Okocha team, Yakini team, and all of them. And he's one of the biggest brands in football in the world. After leaving Chelsea, he went to become the director of football for Monaco. Okay. Now, I knew that I wanted to, I do sports, but I wanted to tap into his platform. But because of the level where he is, he has many people around him. And those kind of people, they don't trust. When I say don't trust a lot of people, like they're very wary of people that they're going to bring close to them. So you have to watch your steps, and it takes a lot to get close to them. So I had to bid my time. I had to build up a relationship with him. I got his contact. Over a period of like 4 years, it took me to build up my contact with him. Sometimes Chelsea played a game. I know he's in Russia, and I know they lost the game. I'll just send him a message. How are you? How's family? Which most people don't do. You don't know that to build your brand, you have to be polite. You have to know how to approach people. These are common sense things that people don't know. People have this spirit of demanding things like, it's my right, you have to give it to me. And you're very rude to people. And that's this generation that we are in. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Oh, sorry about the match. I know you lost. Don't worry. I'm sure you have a better game. And that's all. There's something I want from him, but I'm not mentioning that thing at all. But this was what Esther did in the Bible. She knew that a king wanted to kill the whole Jews and herself. And the decree had been passed already. And she knew that she couldn't even come to the king. So she came to the king. She took a risk. Thank God the king stretched the scepter to her. And she said, I have a party. I want you, yourself, your highness, and Haman to come to the party. The king said, what? He said, oh, don't worry. No, just come to the party. Come and eat, come and drink. She had the party. The next day, she called for another party. She didn't say what she wanted to. So that's wisdom. So these are part of the areas where, God gives us these things. So for months, I never told Mike Emenalo what I wanted. I'm just sharing this so that we can learn together. It was Mike Emenalo's 50th birthday some years back. I had to get my wife to make a customized. She didn't make it. We had to go to a company to make a customized. It was in numbers 50. It cost a lot.
Yeah.
Just to make the cake. I just told Mike, I said, I'm coming to Chelsea, get ready. He didn't give me a time. I went at the time that I knew it was going to be there. I got to the gate at Cobham's, Shoggy Tosh for Mike Emenalo. I've been to his office many times before anyway. He was surprised. He came out. We just gave him a cake. This man was close to tears. So what I've done over the number of years is to build my relationship with him without thinking what I want to gain, without thinking, because once you build that relationship with someone, what you're supposed to pay money for, you can get for free. My mentor, Reverend Motasha, would say, if you can touch a man's heart, you can touch his pocket. So if you can touch someone's heart, you don't even need to be an armed robber. He himself will put his hand in his pocket and give you what you want, his contacts, the things that you're supposed to pay money for. I'll give you another example. There's a guy called Kayode Olusoji who got really used. He's one of the best broadcasters, sports broadcasters in Africa. Worked with BBC, worked with Ben TV, worked with Complete Sports back in those days, Shegun Ebami and all these things. He came to England. I knew that time I wanted to get on Ben TV with my TV show. This was back in 2009. But the money they were quoting me, I couldn't afford it. Now, I didn't know how to go about this. You go to them, they say 30 minutes, £1,600. And you have to produce your show yourself. How am I going to get that? Where am I going to get my money back? I had a feeling that if I could get Kayode Olusoji, who was a sportsman, he would link me in. So what I did, I got 2 tickets to go to Sports Personality of the Year, BBC Sports Personality of the Year in Liverpool. I invited Kayode Olusoji. He couldn't come, but that kind of made him notice me, like, how is this guy that just is inviting me to this big event? So before he went back to Nigeria, he said, Shoggy, you know what? I want to come to your studio and come and see you. So I didn't want him to come to. He insisted, so he came to the studio. So I just told my video graphics partner, and the team that, you know what? Let's just surprise this guy. Let's do a TV show. I didn't have a TV show. I didn't have a TV that was going to play my something, but we had the cameras. So when he came in, unknown to us, he interviews people, but no one interviewed him for the last 25 years. No one. So he was blown away that I just came to see you guys. You surprised me with a TV show. Now on the TV, which we were just recording, I didn't even know where we were going to show it. Our plan was just to transcribe the TV show and put it on our magazine. And maybe, who knows, in the nearest future, we can put it on TV. But on the TV, by that time, I was linked with Michelle Obama, Chris Tucker, Chris Rock, through Jackie Chan, And it was my mentor that spoke to me and said, you need to do broadcasting, you're not a civil engineer. That's not your area. That's not what God proposed for you. But so that you believe that what I'm saying is from God, when you get back to Heathrow from South Africa that you're traveling from, you're going to have an encounter. That will prove to you that I am speaking to you from God. At the airport, to cut the testimony short, that was where I met Jackie Chan in the toilet. And Jackie Chan linked me with Kanye West, Michelle Obama, Mariah Carey. So those times we were having contacts, interviewing people, but they were like non-Africans. So our people were like angry, like, how come? Who do they think they are? They're not. But meanwhile, when you approach an African, he's asking you, how much are you going to pay me? I want to interview you on my platform. Even if I'm a new platform, invest in me. Jackie Chan gave me $10,000 when he came on the program. Jackie Chan. I'm the one that should be paying him. When I interviewed Roberto Carlos in Turkey, he said, Shoggy, I'm supposed to get some money from you. It was John Utaka that linked me up. But said, I can see what you're doing. Don't worry. Let me do it for you. I didn't have to pay for it. So at times, we need to build up a relationship because we're so much in a hurry. Build up a relationship with someone and you'll be amazed that you can get more than you bargained for. Now, so when we were doing the show, I just said, my opening line was like, thank God you guys were saying that we're not interviewing Africans, but this is one of the best of Africans. He heard that line. So he said, oh, I could. So when he came on the mic, he said, I hear Shoggy saying that he couldn't get a lot of Africans, but don't worry, he's going to be tired of Africans. He didn't say more than that. When we finished the show, which is a TV show, but we had no TV to play it on, he just said, Shoggy, check your phone. He sent me close to 2,000 contacts. He sent me Muhammad Ali's contact. That was how I got Mike Emenalo's contact that I'm talking about now. It was through Kayode Tijani. Enzo Calzaghe, Joe Calzaghe. These are the boxing champions. 1,000, almost 2,000 contacts. There, some of them, wow, their home addresses, some of their numbers. And if in the field that we are, contacts is everything. Yeah. Free of charge. That was how I was able to be launched out into realms that people were like, he never went to school of journalism. How come he's doing this? How come he's doing that? Things were so much for us. But now, I said, Kayode, please, I need to get this show on Ben TV. Now, he's on the show, so he has more incentive to push for it. He said, what you do, you don't go to a TV station to say you want to pay for airtime. What you need to do, you do partnership. You can source for advertisement and tell them that you're going to sign a contract and share it 50-50. And that's what we did. So instead of paying the amount of money for the 30 minutes, that's how we were able to stay on Sky, on Ben TV, for almost 2 years. The awards came in, people knew about us, and that was how we built up the brand. So I didn't know. If you looked at Kayode Tijani, they didn't write it on his forehead that he had those contacts. And I had to touch his heart. I didn't need to do the TV, but I had to build that relationship on. So if you're an artist or you're a blogger or whatever, and you're trying to brand, you need to build a database. How many people downloaded your songs? Maybe some people reached out to you asking, this or that. Do you have a database? Do you have all these things? So when you have a new project coming out, you can reach out to them. Sometimes you don't only wait when you have a project. You have to build up that relationship. And that's the same relationship that you have to build in branding with the consumer. And that's why as an artist or as a blogger or as a TV presenter, you have to build a relationship in between the period, which we call the dormant period before you release a project. You need to engage them. And that's how you have to build content. You maybe go to TV shows. Maybe nowadays you have a smartphone. You can record content. I saw what Kayode Olusoji did earlier. You did not know. I had to read that video and put it on my WhatsApp. It was just 1 minute. It just came on. It was like, I'm Kayode Olusoji. He was just rapping. I'm like, oh no, I'm just messing up. By the way, Shoggy Tosh and myself.
I said I should do like you.
Well, you didn't know, I saw it. I ripped the video. I've shared the video on my WhatsApp. Kanu has watched that video. Kanu Wanko that played for Arsenal and that played for Nigeria. World Olympic. Amokachi has watched that video. So they've seen Kayode Olusoji without him knowing. All you did was you created a content with your camera. Yeah. And it's on far. So as an artist, apart from your music, you have to be able to create content. And that's why you need to work with a brand. And when you work with a brand, doesn't mean that you have to work with the brand forever. When you work with the brand for a period, you can harvest some things, you can see the way it's done, and then you can now import that into what you do and use that same style. A lot of artists, for instance, don't know that when they do a press release, they don't know how to do it properly. UPC code is not there. Most radios will not play your music if they don't know the UPC code. They don't know the ISRC code. Most radios, they won't even play. They won't even accept your song. So you've done a press release because you want to do it yourself. You say you don't have a budget, you don't have money for branding, and you are trying to do it by yourself, but you're limiting yourself. And you've done a lot of work. You've built the brand. You've done websites. You've sweated. The product is wonderful. But you kill it when you get to that last part. So I think these are the common mistakes that one makes in branding.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is another hour. I think we just have barely 2 or 3 minutes. I want to really appreciate you. If you are there, just help me give. Oh, thank you, Louisa. Just give Shoggy Tosh a round of applause. Just let's thank him. Let's thank him for that wealth of knowledge that he has actually given to us today.
It's such a
thank you so much. Thank you so much. We've really gained a lot from you, and this is going to be on our platform. I know, yeah. Though, you know, the Bible says many are called, but few are chosen. Yeah. Yeah. But I still hope that maybe some people will still come back, you understand, and just listen to this on, and we share it as much as possible, you know, just to put the knowledge out there. Because one of the reasons why we started Music Business Intelligence is that I realized that truly a lot of artists are perishing due to lack of knowledge. Yeah, you understand? We spend a lot, we do a lot, but we don't know how to now maximize, you know, what God has given to us. So, and a lot of people are crying, you know, in silence, where some people are making headway. So we want to bring a lot of people who are also succeeding in different field of music business to come and share their wealth of experience with us, because just like someone put here, you know, a tree does not make a forest. Learn little from you, learn from Wale Oni,
So
learn from Akin Alabi, learn from Edward Sunday. By the time you put everything together, you become a better person. And by the time you go out there, you understand, you do better, you perform maximally, and you get rewarded also for your effort. But, you know, some people used to say that, what is it? They say that, you know, you learn from, you know, you try to learn from experience. They say experience is the best teacher. You understand? In my own case, I want to say knowledge is the best teacher. You know, because when they say experience is the best teacher, it means if somebody, you need to go through it for 10 years and now learn and now realize that, yeah, this is not how to do it. And so from the experience, you're not learning from it. And so, but why can't you learn from the knowledge of others that have gone through the route, you understand, that have understood one thing or the other, learn from them, so that, you know, that knowledge is the best teacher. Why do I need to go through 10 years when somebody has already gone through it? You understand? So why should I fall into the same pit that somebody has fallen into and learn a lesson? You understand? It's not wise. In my own, you know, the way I look at it. So let me learn from those who have gone through that route. So if their journey is 10 years, I can make my 1 year. You understand? I think that's wisdom. You understand? And that should be the best teacher. So thank you, because what you have compressed today has taken you years to learn. You understand? But you know, you are diverging it in like 2 hours, and which is very fantastic. And that's what this program is all about. Let's learn from others, you know, so that you can make your journey faster and quicker. You understand? You don't need to be learning the rope when you can just listen to, you know, the veterans in the music industry who have gone through some of these areas, you understand? And then you can learn from them and better your performance, better your music business, and then move forward. I want to say a very big thank you to you. I want to thank you so much for your time, because I know it's valuable. I'm not taking it for granted. You understand? I appreciate you. And I pray for you that God will take you higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. In Jesus' name. See you at the top. Bye for now. Thank you. And everybody on this platform, please share this video. Share with friends.
Before you go, please. Before you go, I just want to implore everybody that is watching, maybe you watched earlier, maybe you're going to watch this later, please follow Woodclef. It won't cost you anything. You've been blessed now by this wonderful platform, because if it wasn't for this platform, I wouldn't be able to share this to you wonderful people. So what you can do in return is to subscribe, go on Facebook, search for Woodclef, go on Instagram. It won't cost you anything. You can see now that all this has been done free of charge. And I want to believe from the comments, you know, I can see a lot of comments, you've been blessed. So don't, you know, this is a mistake that a lot of we Africans make. To chase 10,000. You link up. Some of Woodclef's people who are subscribed might collaborate with you. You never know what's gonna be, but we need to now add more to Woodclef. It could be that you're out there and you can send, I don't know, Kayode Olusoji didn't ask me to do this. I know he's surprised, but this is what is laid on my heart. It could be some money financially, it could be anything that you can, he doesn't need it, but we need to, these are things that we need to do to support each other. It could be one way or the other that you can make Woodclef to go from this level to the next level. Woodclef has blessed us. Let us now bless Woodclef back. So please, subscribe, tell somebody. You can screenshot, take the flyer from Woodclef, the flyer today, or I know Wale Oni came on before, a good number of other people came on before. Share it on your platforms. It won't cost you anything. Be a blessing as well to Woodclef. When you do that, it comes back to you. And that's my simple request.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And bye for now. I really appreciate your time. God bless you. God bless you.
Amen.
We'll find another time to still bring you on board, you know, as we continue. You know, we are thinking of bigger things. Thank you so much. See you next
Anytime,
time.
sir.
Bye.
All right. And thank you, everybody.